So let us start with the 4 pathways to funding without the IELTS score. Number 1, the waiver. You have the scholarship removes the requirement entirely. We are going to talk about what scholarships and more. And then the alternative proof, for example, your previous education was done in the English language. And then you have the deferral. Testing is delayed until after the selection process. Some scholarships do that, and we are going to look at it. And then you have where language learning is integrated directly into the grant itself. That way you can skip it and go straight into the scholarship. So let's talk about the first scholarship, and this is the waiver. Chevening scholarship. So here, the core fact to know is that the Chevening English language requirement was removed in 2020. You do not need IELTS for the scholarship application, but you must meet your chosen university's requirements. And sometimes, because these are universities in the UK, they will ask you to prove. So in terms of the scholarship, they won't ask you, but the university may ask you. So what you can do is apply to UK universities that accept alternative proofs. For example, a memorandum of understanding, I think that is what it is called, or internal tests that show that you, and they can give you like an unconditional offer, and you can use that in order to apply for the Chevening award. Okay, so you can do that with the Chevening scholarship. The next one is, all right, you guys, I just want to take a minute here to tell you all about my database. My database has everything that you need as someone's trying to study abroad. It has scholarships, graduate assistantships, application fee off universities, low tuition fee universities. It has samples, SOP samples, research proposal samples, CV samples, and then it has scholarships for specific targeted people. If you have a low GPA, if you've been applying and getting a ton of rejections, or if you're a newbie to the world of scholarships, it has information for you. And most importantly, because immigration news is changing almost all the time, you need to stay updated. So it has study abroad news. You get up every morning, all you do is just go to that database, and it has everything that you need. You can now just spend all your time applying and not trying to search for what is the latest and what are the latest scholarships. The link is below. Sign up for it. The Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and here we are talking about the alternative proof. Oh, that thing is not memorandum of understanding. It is medium of instruction certificate. But why is it called MOI? Medium of instruction. So it should be MOIC. You know what? Okay, let's move on. So here you have the alternative proof, the Erasmus Mundus. And what is happening is, if you're able to submit this particular document, it shows here that this is to certify that the program of study for this particular student was done from this field was actually done in English. So that shows that you have done all your studies was done in English. So you are able to prove doing or learning in English at a high level. So the key takeaway here is that if your bachelor's degree was taught in English, you likely do not need the IELTS. You just need to provide this particular document and you'll be good to go. Here it's called the golden ticket. If you have it, then you do not have to write the IELTS. So check with the Erasmus Mundus programs that you're applying for to be sure of this. Okay, now let's go to the deferral one, which is the Fulbright. And actually, I'm going to tell you all about one more that I know at the end of the video. So here we have region-specific rules. For example, you have the deferral strategy. You apply first, they go through the selection first, and then you take TOEFL if you are selected. And the reason why I'm doing this video is that some people think that before you even start your application, you need to make sure you have everything sorted out. No, you can actually start and then do your applications, and then somewhere along the line, that is where you write the TOEFL, just as it's explained here with the Fulbright, right? So it says here, without a language score, the application weight shifts to academic merit. So the target here is 145 per section. So you should submit with self-reported unofficial GRE scores if the official report isn't ready. So those are the things that you can maneuver if you are applying for the Fulbright. But one thing that I know for sure is the Fulbright is run by different embassies around the world, which means that you have to check with the local US embassy in your country to be sure what are the rules and regulations in that part of the world. Because if the rules and regulations differ, then probably you have to keep up with what the local embassy is accepting. Now let us talk about the next scholarship, which is the Turkish government scholarship. And if you are watching this video before, I think it's end of February, early March, I think that is when the deadline for the Turkish government scholarship is. And if you all know, that is a fully funded scholarship for international students to go study in Turkey. So let us talk about how you can waive IELTS for this particular program. So you can fill the step 1 application, selection, year 1, and then the goal. So you can filter the programs for those that are accepting national exam result or diploma. So you filter it, you do that application, then you get your scholarship, and then you can now do the mandatory Turkish course, and then you have to attend the C1 level certificate. The exception, English taught programs within the scheme may still require TOEFL or GRE if the specific university demands it. So be sure, check with the university that you want to apply to, or just filter, just as I said, filter, or you can ask ChatGPT for what are the programs, the universities within the universities that are tied to the Turkish government scholarship that you can apply for that is waiving this, and it's going to give you the options. Okay, so go ahead and you can go through that process. So the alternatives that, before we go to the alternatives, I also want to tell you all about the MEXT Japanese government scholarship, because this is also one of those scholarships that do not require IELTS. I have never written IELTS in my life, and I have gotten 4 fully funded scholarships, and my first scholarship was the MEXT Japanese government scholarship. So what they do is that they write the IELTS styled English exams at the embassy. You all go in there, sit, everybody, those that have made it through primary selection, you all go in there, sit, 60 questions, 60 minutes, go. And then you have people supervising, making sure that everything is, and at the end of the day, the best performer is the person that makes it to the next phase of the scholarship. So if you do not have IELTS, you can also apply for the MEXT Japanese government scholarship. Now let us get back to the slides. So you have these alternatives. What are the things that you can do? So medium of instruction. So that's what it says, MOI certificate. And I was like, it has to be MOIC. Medium of instruction, if you have that letter, that is important. If you don't have that letter and you did your studies in English, go ahead and ask your university for it. You are going to need it. If you're thinking about studying abroad, go and ask your university for it. And then you have this declaration of honor, a signed legal statement of native speakers or specific exemptions. I've never seen this. I don't even know what this is. Okay. And then academic merit matrices, if you have the GRE, give and take, they can waive it. Motivation letter, well structured, I do not think that is going to count. Do not hope on it. And then minimum of practitioner experience, minimum of 2 relevant work years experience. I actually do not think that is going to be possible when it comes to this English language programs, because I think the idea is they want to see, can you perform highly on or can you perform advanced education in English? So I don't think, I've never heard anyone say that because they were working in an English speaking environment, they gave them a waiver. So I do not trust that at all. Do not trust it also. So now let's talk about what you are going to do right now. So you have your preparation phase. As I said already, those letters, if you studied in English, ask for them. Then you can register to write your GRE, start studying for it, and then you can draft your essays. And then the next thing, Erasmus opens, you can apply. Chevening opens, you can apply. Fulbright opens, you can apply. Do not mind this timeline that they've given here, because this timeline is not working. Those dates, it's thinking like, nah, it's not working properly. But this is the order. Like the step 1, apply for those certificates, because the idea is this MOI has to come from your university. If they choose to waste time to give it to you, you do not have a choice than to wait, right? And then just have it and then wait for the universities to open. Then you apply for all of the programs, or you apply for all of these scholarships. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do not like the video. Let me know in the comment section, was it helpful to you? Share it with your friends, family, brothers, sisters. Tag anyone that you know that this is going to help, because at the end of the day, sharing is caring. Please do not subscribe, turn the notifications on. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.